Let's do a quick drawing design on it. I just got some paper here to accelerate this process a little bit. So the foam is about 1 inch thick. Yeah, it's exactly 1 inch thick. So, and I'm going to use my scissors. I got some shears to trim this down as it goes. But in general, I think we could expand out on this mask a little bit. So I'm going to grab my pencil here and just give myself about an inch of leeway around. Not that scratchy. Let's see. All the way up and around top of the head. Give it some space. There we go. Coming along here, I think it's going to work quite nicely. I'll expand the paper. I'll tape. This is just taped paper. Whenever I draw, I just tape paper together. This is just a loose design. Okay, and then that way, if the eye stalk is embedded to the mask here, like secured to the form, that's going to be where it's really strong. That's going to kind of limit how far away the eyes can go. So I can see I ran out of space a little bit there, which is okay. Because I want to use about an inch to inch and a half of the wire secured to the mask. So I'm just going to go like that. I go around radial. And that way only that much is going to be sticking out of the foam, right? So I got to kind of, do I want this eyes to be a little bit longer? And I think I do, so I'm going to maybe bring this design in a little bit. So I'm going to trim back. Just put my pencil at underneath my mask, of course. Yeah, so I'll trim that back a little bit. And this is one of those super soft B10, buddy. Justin showed me B10s. I didn't know they existed, like super soft. I think it shows it maybe show up on the camera a little bit better. There we go. And that way I can go in and maybe do the mask form itself while I'm at it. So kind of center this up. It's in the middle, and let's just do a literal trace of where the mask is at currently, the form of the mask, I should say. There we go. And when I made this form, I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it yet. So there we go. And that's pretty much perma. So let me grab my, I like the dry erase pens on this stuff because they don't soak through the paper as much. But I am working on other stacked sheets of paper like I am today. I'm going to do a level design mapping a little bit later. There we go. So now I know where my adhesion is going to be with the wire, a couple inches, and then different color here. And let's see, maybe purple, the beholder. Yeah, we know where the foam's going to be, so we're going to kind of round this out. The foam. Go. And I think up here, the upper lip is right about there. If we want that beholder grimace, it could be a smiley beholder or it could be a grimacy beholder. I think I'm still sticking with the little scarier grimace-like beholder. And each of these, if I take my pre-bent wire and let it go, we get about an inch and a half inch into the, we'll go 1 inch, so that way we still have enough fun to play around and flex with this thing. So taking this and I'm just going to place the eyes roughly in the right distance and location. Excuse me. There we go, I'll run there. Yeah, it's a little bit farther away than I had first planned, but I think the actual distance from the outer shell of the foam we're going to do to there is going to be make the difference. There you go. So now these eyes are becoming much much more towards the top, and I think Xanathar puppet maybe just if I start off down here, maybe want to at least, I mean, like below the ear a little bit. The ears on the mask designs is a little mark here, so my 1 inch is instead of 1.5 inches. There you go. So yeah, where your ears are, I found to be, and where your jawline is really important when you're doing these mask designs. So keeping that in mind. There we go. I think that's good. And try and keep it symmetrical. I've seen some asymmetrical designs, and it is a you know, aberration, as we would call them officially. But you could do anything you want with them. So yeah, so have fun with it. Whatever type of setup you want, but keeping in consideration the comfort. And if you want to wear it out to a convention or for Halloween or something like that, you want to wear it all night, I think those considerations still become valid. There we go. So that's about where we're going to be with the eye placement. So I'm going to get some extra paper and tape it behind so I can draw this out. And then we'll go ahead and we'll draw in where we want the lower jaw. We're going to hinge the jaw and use some elastic straps and make it where the jaw moves so you can talk with it. And it'd be cool to do an eye blink and all that, but I think for now we'll just stick with this design and get it done rather quickly. Okay, I'm back with the magic of video editing, and I went ahead and taped over some tracing paper over the first form. So again, the red line I redrew is the actual face form. The black line is the build out using the 1 inch upholstery foam. It's going to go around. And then I went ahead and added where the bottom of the nose, where the eyes are on the tracing paper. And I think that's still the light pencil line. So we'll just kind of darken that in so y'all can see better where the arch is at on my nose bottom. So we're going to need to have nostril holes in there, and then we need to be able to see through here for the nostrils, and then we need to place the eye. So rather than over, we could kind of push this whole foam design, have it extend out more on the top, which would allow us to have the eye a little bit more centered, but I think I'm just going to leave it like this, and we'll just kind of fudge the difference. So the eye holes, the nostril holes from the design, where we're going to be able to see through the eyes, and then the other actual, for your face nostrils, not the nostrils of the beholder, but the nostrils that you're going to breathe through, those are going to kind of come out through make little tubes here. We'll make little channels, and that'll come out through the inside of the arch of the mouth cap, the top of the palate of the teeth here. So yeah, there's a little adjustments here in the distance between how far out to get it even. You want this distance roughly even here and here for how far away from the head it goes, but that's going to extend through the foam slightly different. So drawing this out first was really helpful. And I'll use my little lollipop that I bent. I'll show you how to bend those here in a minute. So let's extend them out a little farther. There we go. And I'm going to get a measurement here as well. So I'm going to go like that. And this looks like it's about 3.5 inches. let's go 3¼ from the outer part of the foam to where the bottom of the eyepiece is there. So 3¼ I can mark the wire right here. So let's do that. That way it'll make it easy to go all the way around. Okay, so we're going to mark it right there. Blue mark right here. I know where I'm measuring from. There we go. So 3¼ So if I go over to here, you see it's kind of push it up like that. The eye's getting up here. So now we're getting a little bit more accurate as to where these are. Now I don't want them to be specifically evenly spaced here too much. I want to so I'll be a little bit looser with that. But I want the distance to be relatively. I don't want one sticking way out and one shorter. That's just me. I think it'll be fun. Once we're done with this, we're going to bend them and have them in a kind of organic tentacle-ish. I was doing this with my hands to kind of see how we would want the beholder eyes to go. It'd be cool to run some rod controls through it, up it, and have all the eyes move. One day, you get more interactive masks going on. Okay, so yeah, we'll go around and mark roughly where we want these to be. So this actually pushes it way outside the design paper. So I'm running out of, I've taped together down the middle here two 11 by 14 pages, and I'm already running out of space on the edge. So that's kind of funny. I could bring it in a little if it bothered me, but I think that's fine. So yeah, how far down do we want this to go? Let's do one right there. So I'm just gonna mark from here to here. Oops, see if I can get that to hold still for me. Yeah, it's aluminum. There we go. A beholder. I was thinking of making a beholder clock. That'd be fun too. There's one, and see if these are somewhat even. There's the other. Maybe I'll draw a line on both sides so I know where can these happen. Go. And then hopefully this space is somewhat even. I'm looking at about 1 inch. Oh, okay, well, it's pretty specific, 1 inch. Let's see if this, so they're 2 inches apart. So let's see if that magically creates a radial for us that even all the way around. 2. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. It did not. It's a little bit too far apart. So let's see if we can shorten that space just a little bit. Let's go 3/4 space. I'll put that line there instead. That line there. Go. Yeah, I think it's the thickness of the wire threw me off a little bit. Okay, so now we're 1 3/4 apart, right? So let's see if that gets a little bit closer to what we wanted. 3/4, and we're leaving a 1/4 inch in between. Oops. To erase that line. 1/4, 1/4, so that goes to. And just kind of fudging my way through this, quite frankly. 2, 1/4 comes. 2, still pushing. If I do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one's going to come way out the bottom down here instead of them closer together. I think I'm just going to run with that and see what happens. So let's do it. So let me get my eraser. All right, measuring this out is I found less exciting, but gotta do it. So 1/4 inch for the 3 wires, and then go to 3/4 and 2 from the inside one. Go do another one. My big old skull don't get in the way. 3/4 and 2. 3/4 and then 2. Off. We're off. Darn, I thought I did it just right. 3/4. Ah, there's only like 1/2 there. So it was right the first time. Okay. Well, maybe I am getting too precise here. One of my many odds. 3/4. That's right. Okay. How'd we get farther down there? 3/4. Yep. Slightly. Okay, now I spent too much time on this, I apologize, but yeah. So let's just do a quick eyeball on this. Up a level, a little tiny bit off. So I think I want to even to the sides to each other a little bit better. So I'll just kind of fudge these. There we go. And maybe my paper's moving. Good. All right, so I got my marks and get set, and now I can play around with the radial here. There. And bring it to the other side. And I can always bend these slightly different as I'm going. Measuring stick. Yeah, that works pretty good though. I think posing it's going to be fun. So whenever I do armature like this, I try to keep everything relatively measured out and straight. It makes a huge help when you want to go do like a crazy pose and your distances and thicknesses are all established first. In this T pose or this basic pose, flat pose, maybe is a good way to put it. Have the flattened posed, then you can really bend all these limbs and appendages to really creative and insane poses that maybe would be harder to do otherwise. But you know, you mark where your wrists are, your elbows, knees, ankles, things like that. Yeah, it makes a huge difference when you do this first. Make sure that your alignments are pretty accurate. There we go. All right. That's pretty good. So the distance from the outer shell of the foam to the from the Eyestalk end, that's going to help us decide where these are attaching on the mask, where to bend them at as we go around, put those on. All right, so I have each of these. I'm going to bend, put the rod in the middle, that, and up behind it, and we'll put the eyeball in there and see how it goes. All right, so I'm going to bend these other 9 rods. I won't bore you too much. I would just say that You want to find the center point of your rod, get something nice and round, and just bend around it like that. And it usually works like a charm. If it's uneven a little bit at the other end, just kind of push the difference a little bit down like that. Go. And then what I like to do is overbend just a little bit. That. And maybe put my circular shape back in. And I got it pretty close to the middle. We'll see how this goes. Yep. And then I can take another hard round piece, like maybe this, and I can bend back against where it was, something like that. Or you could just use your fingers. I'm always looking for a shortcut when I do these things, but yeah, that turned out pretty good. And you're never going to see this, right? It's going to be the adhering backing, and then the front of this goes on the radial around the mask as we go. So yeah, how these attach on here and how these bend and go up along the side for each position, it's going to be a bit of doing there. All right. So let's do that, and we'll see you in the next one.